Hello everyone, and welcome to a very special Let's Play idea. Rather, a special game that's near and dear to my heart. Actually, it's not so much this game, but it's more so the series as a whole, with some particular entries, and that series is Pikmin. One of Shigeru Miyamoto's greatest IPs ever. That isn't Mario or Zelda, for sure. And before we start, of course, we gotta go through the options to make sure that everything is good. Yeah, I would say that might be pretty good. Don't know how it's gonna come out with the audio balance and all that, but it should be good. It should be good. So, let's just get right into it because this is a game published by Nintendo, so you know what that means. Probably it's not gonna have a lot of voice acting. And that's probably true. But anyways, it's time to start a new ship's log. Yes, indeed. Got some nice little opening cutscene here, too, coming up. But anyways, Pikmin is rather interesting. So it was a new IP by Shigeru Miyamoto, the mind behind Mario and Zelda, and some other miscellaneous IPs throughout the years, but arguably Mario, Zelda, and Pikmin are some of the most noteworthy, I would say. By the way, is that the front of Olimar shit? By the way, that's the name of the main character of Pikmin is Captain Olimar, or at least one of the main characters. He's definitely the main character of the first entry here. You ever notice that the front of that ship looks like a Pokeball? Also funny because throughout the years, it's not uncommon to hear people say or misunderstand Pikmin and Pokemon, because if you say them really fast, they kind of sound similar, don't they? Pokemon, Pikmin. Anyways. Pikmin is a real-time strategy game, which means that you're playing in real time, and there's always going to be an element of strategy involved. But being that this is the first day, well, my name is Captain William. While traveling through space, my ship was struck by a meteor. I must have blacked out, and I awoke on the surface of a weird planet. With so many parts lost, the skeletal hull of my beloved dolphin is a painful sight. The engine is gone. I'm stranded. To make matters worse, my atmospheric sensors indicate this planet's environment contains high levels of poisonous oxygen. My life support systems can function for only 30 days. I can't repair the dolphin by then. No. Better not to think about it. I must find the missing ship parts. And we start the game off here with a really zoomed in camera. Can't really change the camera much. Just kind of have to follow a path until you stumble upon this little beauty, huh? Blooming a little flower there, and say hello to something of a spaceship called an onion. I know what you might be thinking. How can an onion be a spaceship? A strange thing has appeared before me. I had barely begun my search when it reared up, as if it were waiting for me. It then dropped a single seed. What is it? Is it alive? Is it a machine? It resembles a vegetable on my home planet that we call an onion. I shall call this an onion too. And the camera zooms out, thank God. So, you can push the A button if you're playing on GameCube, which I am for the purpose of this Let's Play, and you can actually punch stuff. And you can actually destroy it. You can also use the A button to pluck, which we're going to have to do to get this thing out of the ground. The seed that the onion dropped took root in the soil and has now produced an adorable little sprout. This sprout emits a strange light, and it sways back and forth without benefit of wind. I cannot help but think it is calling to me. I am compelled. I must approach it and press the A button. Very nice segue there. Anyways, say hello to the namesake of the series, a Pikmin. This is actually a red Pikmin, so it's a variation of the Pikmin species. These are going to be your bread and butter of Pikmin gameplay, and especially in the original, where we're not going to be seeing a big variety of these guys. And Olimar named them Pikmin after a brand of carrots from his home planet. The Pick carrots, as it were. Stranded on a toxic planet. Yes, the reason that Olimar has to get off the planet in 30 days is because that's only how much oxygen or whatever chemical his species can breathe, I should say. And it's going over some controls. I do want to note some version differences here. Currently, the original Pikmin as well as the sequel Pikmin 2 are currently only playable via GameCube version and Wii version. And the reason I'm playing the GameCube version is partially because of nostalgia, but also partially because I already did long plays of the Wii versions of Pikmin 1 and 2 that should be available for viewing on the channel. So you can peruse those, and those are 100%, and in the case of this game, it's actually done rather quickly and efficiently, through many painful resets, I might add. Now, for the sake of this Let's Play, I'm not going to be doing my usual Fasudo speedrun mindset. I'm actually going to be taking my time more and playing the game from a more casual pace and perspective, since I feel that will make for an overall more enjoying experience, not just for me, but possibly for you, the viewer, as well. That is just, all that said, I'm probably still not going to drag this out. If this takes more than like 15, 16 in-game days, then I might have a problem with that. But anyways, to grow more Pikmin, you need to collect objects, and some objects will yield more seeds than others. There's another thing you can do, where if you leave a Pikmin in the ground for long enough, then the Pikmin will go from a leaf to a bud to a flower. All the way to a flower. Yes, indeed. You can push the L button to center your camera. You can push the R button to things around. Unfortunately, the C stick is used to move the Pikmin. Your Pikmin squad. So unfortunately, you don't really have camera control in the traditional sense. Which is a bit unfortunate. And we also only have 5 Pikmin, so we can only carry so much. Yeah. Wait, hold on. What's going on here? Alright, there you go. Another thing, too, is that the original Pikmin is actually a little, what's the word I'm thinking of? I don't want to say unpolished, because I'm sure they took their sweet time with this game, considering it didn't even release on exactly the launch of the Nintendo GameCube. It actually released in the launch window, and by launch window, I mean, like, the month after. At least the month after in North America. I'm not sure what the situation was in Japan, for what that matters, but yeah, because of the launch window thing, I'm sure they had plenty of time to make sure that this game was about as polished as they could get it. You know, I don't think this game was rushed in any sense, but since this is the very first game in the series, there's going to be some rough patches. And one rough area, I would say, is trying to do this game without losing any Pikmin. This is a common challenge constraint that I often put on myself when I play Pikmin games, but it's also one that other people will commonly put as well, which does kind of give a playthrough a little more edge, a little more of an interest, whatnot. And, yeah. I'm gonna get this palette here. Tempted to put both of them on that, so yeah. So all that said, trying to do a deathless run of the original Pikmin is a Herculean task, because there are some quirks where sometimes you'll just lose Pikmin and it's, for the most part, out of your control. So we're actually going to try and leave those Pikmin in the ground, see if I can get some buds or maybe a flower. And what we could do is we can use the C-stick to move the Pikmin onto this box, and conveniently it has the number 10 on it, which tells you, well, that's how many Pikmin you're going to need to move the box. And if you're wondering about the other variations of Pikmin that I alluded to, you may not have to wait too long. We should be getting the second kind of Pikmin later on in this episode. So, the original Pikmin is structured in days. And for the sake of the Let's Play, because I like to try and make these a little longer than usual, I will be trying to do 2 days per Let's Play episode. If I do, it shouldn't be less, and I don't know if it'll be more. It'll depend on if I end a day prematurely, but more on that later. We get some more control information that's useful, because it's been a while since I've played the GameCube version of Pikmin 1 and 2, because I've usually just gone back to the Wii version as of late, for various reasons. At any rate, this is going to be the first of actually 30 ship parts that need to be collected in order to completely repair Olimar's ship, the Dolphin. And Olimar's ship is actually named after the code name for the Nintendo GameCube. It is also the name of the GameCube/Wii emulator that you can download for your PC. And before you ask, are emulators piracy/illegal? The answer to that is that emulators are completely legal. So, you can actually insert your GameCube or Wii disc into your PC and play them via Dolphin, and it's technically legal. Although companies like Nintendo may still give you a stink eye about it. Nintendo is one of the weirder companies when it comes to that sort of thing, so you kind of have to expect them to not have the best opinions about all of that. I'm not sure if it's because Nintendo's a Japanese company, and that non-Japanese companies seem to have a more lenient view on this sort of thing. I don't know. I still feel like it's not a culture thing, but it's a Nintendo thing. Anyways, some of our leaves have turned into buds. Why don't we grab one bud just so we can see it for example? And when many Pikmin seeds sprout at once, Olimar finds it. Oh, he's going to go through the tedious part. It just suggests that you rapidly press the A button to pick all of the Pikmin. Later Pikmin games make the process of plucking Pikmin a lot more convenient. But for the original game, it's fine because there's actually a limit to how many Pikmin you can have. You can actually only have up to 100 Pikmin. And I forgot to mention, but this first day has no time limit. However, all other days in the original Pikmin will indeed have a time limit of sorts. So, yeah, you're going to have to keep that in mind, that there is indeed going to be a time limit. Let's see if I can get some more Pikmin on that. Not that it matters very much now, because it's literally almost there. So, we got 11. I feel like there should be more, but anyways, the maximum number of Pikmin you can get is, for this first tutorial day, is actually 25. Because you don't have a time limit, you're actually kind of encouraged to let your Pikmin sit in the ground and grow from leaf to bud to flower. I mean, it's pretty easy to get flowers literally as soon as the next day. So, I don't know. It is a pretty long while. I think if you try to do this, like, with a time limit, it takes like a third of the day or so to get the Pikmin from leaf to flower. The idea is that you'll probably leave a Pikmin in the ground to grow while you're doing other things. And let's go over to the engine and see how many you need for the engine. I think it's 20. If it is 25, no, it's 20. So we'll just put the Pikmin we already have on the engine just to set it ahead of time. Forget the exact name of the engine, but Olimar has funny names for pretty much all of his ship parts. And yeah, as we can see here, the ship, the SS Dolphin, is a smoldering mess. But I gotta tell you, when I first played this game, I really had a lot of fun collecting the ship parts and trying to assemble the full thing. And yeah, I went for a 100% run the first time I got this game. And it's actually probably the third or fourth GameCube game I ever bought and played. And it actually released, I think, the same day, or at the very least the same week, as Super Smash Bros. Melee. So, the GameCube's launch in North America was nothing short of amazing. The launch and literally the first month launch window were all utterly amazing. Like, you couldn't have done a much better launch than that. Oh, is that a flower? And there we go. This is going to be our first flower Pikmin, it looks like. Are there any ones? No. They're all starting to bud, so let's deposit our flower here, and I guess I'll take advantage of the time and just talk about anything else that may come to mind, because it wouldn't hurt to have some flowers to start us off for the first proper day of the game. Ooh, another flower. Okay, I will take that. Are there any other flowers? Ah, there's another flower over here. Nice, nice, nice. So there's going to be a few different kinds of Pikmin throughout our adventure here. If you're new to the series, or if you're watching this to see someone who is familiar, a veteran, I would say that I am, of the Pikmin series. I've been playing it since it launched in North America on the GameCube, and I've bought and played every Pikmin game since then, and some of them have been beaten and replayed multiple times. I mean, if there was a series that rivaled the Paper Mario series in terms of Nintendo series I replayed a lot during the GameCube era, it would be the first two Pikmin games. Mostly two, actually. Which is funny, but hey, we'll get to that when we get to that. Because I'm actually planning to try and do a Let's Play for all three Pikmin games. I know what some of you might be thinking. There's only three? Isn't there another one? First of all, yes. It's called Hey Pikmin on the Nintendo 3DS. And I have nothing against that game. It's not a Paper Mario Sticker Star situation. Not even close. It's a 3DS game, and I don't have the means to record 3DS gameplay. Especially with commentary. Or at the very least, especially with live commentary. I don't know. I seem to prefer doing. Anyways, these. Here we go. We're gonna get some flowers. Come on, come on, no. Yes, yes. The chain of flowers. It actually didn't take that long. Funny thing is, I think even with all this stalling for time that I've been doing, this is probably still going to be a shorter day than a proper one. So this first episode, Let's Play episode, might be a little shorter than the other ones, which is not how I usually like to pace things out, but Pikmin, it can be an exception to the rule, I suppose. Or maybe I'll try to do 3. No, I don't know about that. Because on average, days in the original Pikmin, I think they're supposed to take 18 minutes. But that doesn't factor in pausing the game or other things. Or whenever you bring a ship part back to the ship, I think the timer is frozen as well. So it's probably more accurate to say that a day in the original Pikmin takes 18 to 25 minutes, I would say, on average. Maybe closer to like 22 minutes, I would say. It just depends on how long you pause, how often you pause, and how many ship parts you collect, I suppose. But yeah, I'm not going to be trying to overdo it here. I think biding the time and getting us some flowers, a couple buds, and some leaves. Or maybe it was only one bud, Pikmin, now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, actually, I think I only see one bud. I thought I plucked more than one, but it's not really going to matter much, because you'll find out that in the Pikmin series, or rather, in the Pikmin core gameplay, Bud Pikmin are actually the rarest, and you will see why that is. Oh, glorious. With the help of these Pikmin, I've taken a huge step back toward home. My ship can once again lift off. The glimmer of hope is beginning to burn more brightly, but what has become of the remaining parts? That search starts tomorrow. No, Olimar, this was just the first act of today's episode of Let's Play Pikmin. Feels so good to say. Oh man, it's really great to be coming back to the Pikmin series replay. And at first, I was thinking about just doing one for Pikmin 3 Deluxe, because that long play that I did for the channel has been doing so well. But I knew that I personally wouldn't be satisfied if I didn't at least do the first 2 games as well. It is unfortunate that we can't currently play Pikmin 1 or 2 on Switch. For now, as of the recording of this, in October of 2022. But anyways, diary entries, or journal entries, 1 day since impact. I have somehow managed to launch the Dolphin, but I was surprised to see the Onion lift off with me. Perhaps the Pikmin cannot survive overnight on the planet's surface. Or have they merely decided to join me for other reasons? Either way, it seems they will help me again tomorrow. The dolphin is missing 29 parts. If I can't recover them all, I may never return home to my family on planet Hokotate. Analysis shows life support systems will function for only 29 more days. How can I repair my dolphin in such a short time? A dense forest is visible on the surface below. As it holds the keys to my survival, I name it the Forest of Hope. I explore it tomorrow. So the tutorial area is called the Impact Site. And it doesn't have that many ship parts. We collected one ship part. There's only one other one remaining. And I'm going to show you, because here we have our map. Nice little... I really like this map. And the map theme is pretty good, too. If I forget to comment on the soundtrack of the Pikmin series. I'm going to say this now. The music track for Forest of Hope, it's not what anyone would say is a banger, but it's a really pleasant music track to listen to, and I recommend you look it up on your own time. It's really nice background music. So as we can see, ship parts will be denoted or shown off. I don't know, marked with stars, and that's it. You see parts in this area. You see stars below it. So the impact site, we acquired one, and there's one left. But we need to actually obtain all types of Pikmin in order to get that ship part. So we're going to have to return to the impact site later. Basically at any time before the final area. Forest of Hope, we can see, has 1, 2, 3, 4, should be 8 ship parts, which is pretty good. That'll get us almost a third of the way there. So, without further ado, by the way, if you want to review the ship's log, push the Y button, and here you go. Now, apparently, there are going to be diary, I thought it was journal, but diary entries for all 30 days, but since it is possible for you to beat the game in a lot less time than 30 days, you may not see all of the diary/journal entries. So, I don't know. Maybe a bonus video, maybe not. I wasn't even thinking about really doing bonus videos for Pikmin games for the most part. Just kind of going through the story and the motions, you know. But you never know. I might change my mind. For now, though, let's touch down on the Forest of Hope and finally get into some proper Pikmin gameplay. Oh, that's a gigantic yellow-colored 20 pellet. Pellets are the little red circles that I've been collecting to grow my red Pikmin army. I say red Pikmin because, yes, colors are going to be pretty important. My dolphin has returned to the surface along with the Pikmin's onion. Being alone on this strange planet makes me somewhat uneasy, so I shall call the Pikmin out of the onion. To do this, just stand under the light. This is another element that also will add time, because time won't move while you're in the menu for every onion to bring out Pikmin for your army. We only have 25, so we may as well bring all 25 of them out. Now, we do have a couple pellets here, but we also have this wall over here. And what I want to do, unfortunately, I think on the GameCube version, you can't switch the Pikmin types. You have to throw all of your leaves before anything else. But we'll put 20 of them on the wall. 2 of them over here to get that pellet. There's this yellow pellet as well, and we'll put 5 on the grass over here. You might be wondering, why are we putting them on the grass? Well, actually, grass is how you can find nectar. Nectar, when consumed by Pikmin, will actually instantly turn them into flowers, which is obviously a very good thing. It looks like we're getting in a pretty good haul for our first Let's Play episode, which is very good. Anyways, while that's going on, we can go ahead and collect the Pikmin out of here and have them join the wall-breaking fracas, or what do you want to call it? If I was trying to speedrun this, I'd probably have the wall broken down by now. And you want flower Pikmin to be the ones to get the nectar, because flower Pikmin won't eat the nectar, which means you can actually save them for your leaves. We might actually leave the nectar there for a little while, though, because I want to grow the army more before I try to start feeding nectar. Anyway, wall is taken down, and lo and behold, our first enemy encounter in the game. Just toss some Pikmin onto its back, and you're done and over with. The enemy is a Bulborb, or rather, it's an offshoot of the Bulborb, called the Dwarf Bulborb. Apparently, these actually aren't Bulborbs, but are apparently like some sort of imposter species. Or at least that's what I've read around the grapevine. The Pikmin grapevine, as it were, right? And enemies will usually produce more Pikmin seeds than pellets would. So let's go ahead and collect those and try to collect some red pellets, but leave the yellow pellets. The fact that there are yellow pellets implies that there's probably going to be a yellow Pikmin species. While we're doing that, let's put a few Pikmin on this bridge over here. Something that might be useful for the future. Probably not going to be relevant to us on today. So we'll just leave that for what that is. And got some more red pellets over here. A little annoying that in the original Pikmin, apparently they don't pick up the pellets right away. Or maybe it's useful, actually. Maybe you don't want them to collect the pellets right away, so... Could be kind of a double-edged sword. Got a couple more Bulbors over there, and a red 10 pellet that looks rather juicy. I'm not going to deny. I don't think I want to get all the way to 100 red Pikmin. I do want to leave some space, because you never know. We may be running into a new species of Pikmin here. I really would rather not delay that until the next episode if I don't have to. We probably will have to spend an extra day here, though, just because trying to speedrun to get enough parts to unlock another area can take a while. And trying to speedrun it all in one day isn't the easiest thing in the world. Even when you know what you're doing. And if you try to factor in glitches, oh man, speedruns of this game can get utterly crazy, I must say. Alright, we have a pretty good army here. Let's go ahead and storm the Bulborbs, the Dwarf Bulborbs. So you want to hit them from the back, because if you smash a Pikmin on their back, they will instantly die. Which is pretty helpful. I'm not gonna lie. So, being a little ambitious there. Alright, let's get those two. And let's try to get this red 10 pellet, if we can. Let's do that. Thinking I might want to leave those dwarf Bulborbs there, though. For reasons. Oh yeah, there's another pellet over here. We do want to grab that, because if you get a pellet that's not of the color of the Pikmin that you're trying to grow, you only get one seed instead of two. Let's put the rest of our Pikmin on the 10 pellet, just so it'll speed up a little bit, because it's a little slow. Oh boy, it's slow. Anyways, yeah, you can put up the 20 on the 10, and there is a 20 pellet. I don't remember what the limit for that is, so... And we got a flower Pikmin, let's put that on the other grass for now. Yeah, you definitely want to try and get flower Pikmin as you can, because they walk faster and they are stronger than leaves or buds. Although buds are pretty rare, so, you know, because you have to actually wait for the buds. But when a leaf Pikmin consumes nectar, they instantly become flower. So, you know. But it's funny that even though bud Pikmin are indeed the rarest, it doesn't mean they're the best. But it's all a matter of personal taste. It's looking like that bridge is almost done, too. So we're going to try and get the flowers on this. This is going to be another ship part. Requires 40 Pikmin, which is a lot, to be fair. Let's just get them on there. Why, it's the Eternal Fuel Dynamo. It has an unlimited energy supply. I won't have to worry about saving electricity anymore. This will make my fight for survival a bit easier. Yeah, let's just get a bunch of Pikmin on there. There we go. I think I'll grab one of these Bulborbs for the red Pikmin army. Red Pikmin are actually a little bit better in combat, so they might be kind of a scrappy Pikmin species for you in terms of the combat applications. Looks like there's nothing else beyond here. There's another wooden bridge to the other side of the water, but that requires either a whole new species of Pikmin or some very particular movement on the part of the player. And it's very tough to pull off. And if you don't do it, oh, you are probably going to have to reset. And if I can avoid that for this Let's Play, I would rather. I would rather do that. Yeah. A lot of Pikmin can hold on to that Eternal Fuel Dynamo. My favorite ship parts in the game are the ones that actually change the appearance of the ship like that. Not all of them will do this, unfortunately, but a lot of them will. We've recovered 2 of 30 parts. Find just 3 more. Is it possible to find 3 more in half of the remaining day? Yeah, I don't know about that one, Chief, but we can certainly try. At any rate, looks like there was no nectar in the other grass patch. It's unfortunate. And this is the notice that the day meter is officially halfway there. But that's fine. It's actually fine. I really don't want to accidentally deposit, like, leaf Pikmin. We'll, do that. Or, I mean, flowers. Oh, of course the flowers first go. It's alright. Let's, get some nectar over here. Just feed on the nectar, boys. Girls. I actually don't know about Pikmin gender. I don't know. Anyway, we have plenty of flowers now. Honestly, the best part is that they're faster and they won't fall behind as much. Okay, so this is a proper bowl board. These enemies are going to be some of the hardest. We have 50 Pikmin here. So, let's do this. And swarm around the feet. Swarm around the feet. And come on. There we go. And we didn't lose any Pikmin. Okay. Sometimes when you kill an enemy, for some reason, Pikmin will just spontaneously die, and there's, like, no real justification behind it. Yeah, okay, we have 70 Pikmin total. I think we're gonna leave that there. Kind of want to save some food for potential new species, but it is kind of far, too, so I don't know. Should probably just try to put the rest of the Pikmin on this. And you can push the Z button to make your camera go to a more overhead position. Which is pretty useful to do. And that's another thing, is that I kind of want to get some Pikmin out of here, because multitasking. Multitasking in Pikmin is something I quite enjoy. It's difficult to do in the original because you only have Olimar. But in later Pikmin games, you get to play as more captains. That's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Right. Nothing to do but march forward and let's kill the dwarf. With less than perfect aim, I might add. Alright. Oh, a new onion. But first, we gotta kill. Gotta kill. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Keep swarming. There we go. And still no kills. I'm honestly shocked. Alright, so we're going to be spending the rest of the day propagating the new Pikmin species. Probably not going to be collecting another ship part. That's fine. We can get those another time. So, yeah, we've already defeated the enemies too. I'm honestly kind of tempted to bring the red Pikmin back to camp, but let's see what we can do. So say hello to the yellow Pikmin, everyone. Their unique trait would be their ears. The red Pikmin would be their nose. And the reason for this is that the nose is actually kind of a beak, so the red Pikmin hit harder because of it. Yellow Pikmin have ears because they don't weigh as much, and their ears kind of let them fly in the air a little bit. So yellow Pikmin are actually tossed. So how do I change the Pikmin color? Can I not do that? Yeah, it has been a while since I played, oh boy, I can't pull up, like, any help menus here, huh? So, I'm, like, trying to get to the specific, there we go. Okay, there we go. Got the yellow on that. And I would like to try and... Yeah, Kind of annoying, I can't seem to switch the Pikmin color. Or I just completely forgot how to do it. That's gonna really slow things down. Dang. Alright. Little at a time. I don't think we're necessarily in a rush, because we can just do this. That's another reason why I kind of wanted to take the red Pikmin back, to be honest. So... Nope, no, 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 no. Not you, Freddy. Okay. And let's just get these. Again, I'm not going to be really concerned with trying to do much else than propagating the yellow Pikmin species. Especially with the pace that we're kind of forced to be on. So... Okay, some red Pikmin are fine. If there's more yellow than red on something, it means that they're still going to take it to the yellow onion. Yes. Okay. While that's going on, we can try to collect these two and do some damage this way. By damage, I mean, bringing the Pikmin to the spaceship. There we go. Dang, this is easier said than done. Alright, there we go. That should be right. Oh, there were a lot of yellow Pikmin back there. No wonder. Okay. Let's just keep plucking away here. And try to get the other carcasses out of the way. Oh. Oh, 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 oh. We might not even need any reds to pick up the slack here. God. Okay. Alright, that should be pretty good. And... when it says hurry up, don't stress about it too much, because you'll still have a little bit of time. And this is the last carcass, so I'm not going to stress too much about pellets, I don't think. Yeah, I'm not going to stress too much about the pellets. The enemy carcasses are the ones that carry more inherent value. So, yeah. And we definitely want to grow numbers while we can. If you collect at least one ship part a day, you'll be on pace to rescue Olimar and get away from this planet before it, like, you know, kills him. When it gets to the 10 countdown, though, that is a different story, unfortunately. And for some reason, the sprouts, they don't want to grow. But you gotta grow. You gotta deal with the first game's not perfect physics and development and all that. We've got this. We've got this. And there we go. Alright, let's just let the countdown go down. And we managed to get 37 yellow Pikmin. That's not terrible. 37 should be more than usable. And as far as I know, no deaths so far, which I am very impressed with. Very impressed. That's a good thing. Very good thing. So, that's the first proper day in the original Pikmin. Done and over with. We have 2 ship parts, so we're on pace. Hopefully we can pick up the pace now that we've acquired the second new species and we've propagated a little bit. Speedrunning it, oh man, it's probably tougher to do on the GameCube version of the Wii. I need to get myself reacquainted with the controls. There has to be a way to change the colors, at least. I mean, I could live without changing between leaf, bud, and flower, but not being able to change between the colors... Oh man, newer Pikmin games and the Wii version of Pikmin 1 have probably spoiled me all way too much. Oh boy. There seem to be many hostile life forms here. Oh yeah, you can actually, it's true, you can go back to the dolphin and if you stand in front of it and push the A button, yeah, it'll restore your health. It didn't really feel the need to bring it up because Olimar hasn't gotten hit yet, but yeah, that is a thing you could do. And, yeah, no Pikmin lost so far. That's probably not going to stand, but hope you guys enjoyed. Next time on Let's Play Pikmin, we continue our way through the Forest of Hopes.